But first, our assignment, spend a day with the Bali Hai Boys.
Henry, welcome to paradise. It's good to have you here.
They greeted us on the dock at Moorea, and they brought some help. Three of Tahiti's most successful businessmen. They own French Polynesia's largest chain of hotels. And as you can see, they take their work as hosts very seriously.
Do you greet all your guests this way?
Yeah.
Let's go.
They're actually three transplanted Californians who left it all behind 20 years ago to pursue a dream. Some might call it a fantasy. Today, the money rolls in from their three booming hotels. Their plantation grows abundant fruits. Their chickens lay eggs endlessly. And their personal lives are a cross between Hugh Hefner and James Michener. Three bachelors living among their 10 children and an assortment of friends and mistresses, all on one of the world's most beautiful islands. 20 years ago, they were a lawyer, a stockbroker, and a salesman, all roommates in Southern California. Kelly, the lawyer, took a trip to Tahiti, found out about some land for sale, and tried to lure his roommates into a business deal here. He invited them for a visit, then provided a bit more than economic persuasion.
I can remember when we got off the plane, walking down this, it was a plane, we arrived on a flying boat that landed in the lagoon. And a little launch picked you up in the lagoon, and then we went across to the shore at the airport in Tahiti in those days. And I noticed that there was this huge crowd on the dock waiting on the wharf when we were coming in. I wondered who, there's all these Tahitian girls waving their arms, and they've got flowers, and I couldn't tell at them, but they've got beer bottles, and they're drinking beer and other things. And I said, I wonder who's on this boat with me. And as we come in, I find out it's us. They're just all over us. The haze go right up over our heads immediately. They're yelling, screaming, kissing us. It was incredible.
The first impression is when you step off the plane, the heat hits you, but then you come down the walkway there and you see all these girls with flowers around them, drinking, partying. The first day you can handle. The second day gets tough. The third day is it just destroys you. So you just wonder if it will ever stop.
They called themselves the Bali Hai Boys. After extensive research, they pooled all their money and bought a little piece of paradise, complete with vanilla plantation. They settled down to become gentlemen farmers.
Well, it was a great idea, but the vanilla market was artificially inflated, and then when it went down, at the same time there was a sickness with the vanilla and some fungus and bugs and stuff that nobody could figure out how to combat, and it just wasn't, it was a losing proposition. We were going steadily broke and we didn't want to leave.
Leave? Leave paradise? No way. But what now?
Well, we bought this hotel with 4 rooms and 4 bungalows, none of which were particularly suited really to put, shall we say, tourist types in. And also it had a restaurant and a bar and a communal bathroom, which wasn't very popular. So we immediately started to remodel the 4 bungalows to make them available or suitable for, shall we say, a tourist clientele.
Now, did you guys know anything about hotels at that point?
Absolutely not.
So naturally you went into the hotel business.
Absolutely.
Their biggest problem was filling those 4 rooms with guests. Solution? The tourist boat.
In those days, there weren't a lot of visitors to the islands, tourists, if you will, so it was easy to spot. And we'd say, hi there. Are you going down the next hotel? And the few people would usually say, well, yes, or somebody might say no. And say, where are you going? He'd say, I don't know. We'd say, come right with us. We'll look after you. And we just bring it right in. We showed him the hotel. The guy got so much personal service, he couldn't believe it.
Those first 4 huts were christened the Bali Hai Hotel and eventually grew to 63 bungalows. Then another hotel on Raiatea, then their dream hotel on Huahine. Success. And somehow they even managed to hang on to the plantation. They dumped vanilla, cleared the jungle, and began to diversify.
How did this chicken farm start?
All right, a fellow came to us one day and he said, we can make a great deal of money. I have the know-how in chickens, I have the money. You have the land and the know-how to build. We said, great, let's go. We built, got all set to go. He had no money, and within 2 years, he chased some gal the other side of the island and left us. We were stuck with 12,000 chickens at that time, laying at 29% production. the break-even point was about 55. So we rapidly learned the chicken business.
It's a great business. I'm sure you'll love it.
Yeah, happiness is a dying chicken, I'll tell you that.
Those chickens now supply half the eggs in all of French Polynesia. I tell you, it's a rough life. This is Muck's mountainside house, complete with swimming pool, jacuzzi, a bachelor house that Casanova would covet. Muck's house is truly remarkable. For example, when he has company, this is where his guests stay, the guest bedroom. And as you can see, it pays to be Muck's friend. But this house is very different from the others. Jay and Kelly have adjoining houses on the lagoon with a separate dormitory for the kids. Their kids. Jay has 1 child and Kelly has 7. Right now, Muck's 2 are at school in Hawaii. Now, I don't mean to be nosy, but where are their mothers?
They've come and gone, and one thing about it here is that very few people get married, and the girls come and stay a while. If they have a child, when they leave, they're usually out looking for a new guy, and the child's kind of a hindrance. So we usually, if you're astute, you end up with the children. That's what we like. We get, as Muck has said, we get the benefits without the detriments of marriage.
Yes, they're just 3 normal guys. Just ask Muck, the former salesman.
It's our life. It's a great way. We're not kinky at all. Things have gone by us, like the idea of pot, the idea of coke. I can't handle it. I can't cope with it. We're to the right of Genghis Khan.
Or ask Kelly, the lawyer.
We've made it as nice as we can figure out how to make it. If we could think of any way to make it better, we would. But actually, I can't think of any way right now that I could improve my life.
Or ask Jay, the former stockbroker.
And as far as myself, I have to say the same thing as the other guys. I just can't imagine how I can have a better life. It's kind of scary.
Or ask me. They threw a party for us at Muck's house that night, and I realized that if this is decadence, well, it's honestly earned. They pursue their business and pleasure with a missionary zeal, and you can either get in on the fun or stay right at home where you are.
What is the difference between you guys who have done this and all the guys who just dream about it?
They're still there.
We're here!
We're here.
We'll be right back with our PM Magazine departments.